Hello humans, it's Dad, just not your dad. I have some Saccharomyces boulardii cider here. I'm going to make another batch. I won't go through it, but I'll just give you the basic pointers of how I do it. Again, I got this from Dr. William Davis. Great guy. He's just done amazing work, in my opinion, and has a lot to offer and contribute. And I'm very grateful for him and many others. Anyhow, this on the left is a jug. This is a fermenter jug. You can find these online. Just search for fermenter jug. It's got that airlock top on it. Now this is, it's currently Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. And I've had this going since the 19th. So it's been about 4 days. I like to do it, 2 to 4 days. Now you can see on the fermenter top that it's bubbling, and that means it's a probiotic yeast actually, but it's cooking along there, and those things are churning out carbonation. I don't know if you can see the bubbling that's happening in there, but so I'm going to do another batch, and just how you do it real quick is you just take Flora Store. You can get that, I think, at just about every drugstore or grocery stores have it. Just take that one capsule, open it up, and put it into your jug. And if you don't have a fermenter jug, just with the airlock top, just make sure you leave the top loose. Otherwise, it's gonna blow the top right off of it and make a pretty good mess, I would assume. But I've never had that happen. And then I use, this is a product from Safeway. It's their O Organics unfiltered apple juice, which is essentially, I think that's pretty much apple cider. The ingredients here, of course, it's non-GMO, which is nice. The ingredients are just simply unfiltered apple juice. Let's see. Organic unfiltered apple juice. That's it. So I want to make sure that you don't use anything that's got preservatives in it, because that's not going to be very supportive of the probiotic. So just take one capsule, put it in. Make sure you open the capsule. Don't dump it in there. But pull the capsule apart and then sprinkle the powder in, and then add these are 2 half gallons. They're like $6 a piece. I get these at Safeway. I think Safeway's nationwide, but I'm here in Central Maryland, and so we have Safeways here, and it's a good product that I like. And I just let it sit for, put a piece of masking tape on it, label it date and time, and let it sit for 2 to 4 days. And this is probably ready to go into the fridge. If you let it sit longer, you're going to get some really nice hard cider. So if that's what you're going for, great. It'll have less probiotic. It'll have a lot of alcohol. But if you let it sit for a couple weeks, just on the counter, then it'll be a pretty hard cider. So that's that. Saccharomyces boulardii is very good for, it doesn't take up residence, it passes through, but it supports other good bacteria. And I think it's detrimental to the bad bacteria. It kind of takes it out with it when it leaves your body. And it's got a lot of benefits in that regard. And also, if you have to take a course of antibiotics, I don't recommend it, but you got to do what you got to do. Then this will help protect the rest of your gut flora. So I take about a cup a day. Half a cup a day, something like that. 4 to 8 ounces works pretty good for me every day. Feel pretty good. A couple other things. Just wanted to show you in my fridge here. I've got at the top. I always have a couple batches. This is Reuteri, Lactobacillus reuteri. I have some spare jars, and there's an R on that one, and that those are subsequent batches. And I have a video on how to make yogurt. As well. I did misspeak and said that it was like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but it's actually a day and a half. And I did say it was 36 hours, but that's the important part, that you set your yogurt maker to 36 hours. And I use 98 degrees, which is close to body temperature, and it's always worked for me. And then I always have another batch, and that's Lactobacillus gasseri, like that. The G means gasseri. And so what I do is alternate. I'll have one day and another day, and I just rotate them. That's all I do. And then the latest thing I'm doing is fermenting some vegetables. I've got a backyard garden. Let me pull this out. And this is a fermenter jug, and I think I got it from Cultured Food Life. And I fermented these for 3 days, I think. And these are just cucumbers that I grew in the garden and washed off and then sliced up. And I'll show you how I made that in a second. There's also a top to this, and it's just like that one. It's a fermenter airlock. And then you also want to make sure, you can buy this as a kit. I got this from another person I follow, which is Donna Schwenk, and she's got a business called Cultured Food Life, and she's on YouTube as well. Pretty reasonable, reasonably priced, and anyway, so what you do is you put the airlock on there, and then put your stuff in there, and there's other stuff that goes on top of that. But they sell these. They're like ceramic pieces, and what you do is you lay that. You would take off this, put your stuff in with your liquid, and I'll show you the recipe in a minute. And then you just lay these on top to keep everything under the water, so you don't get an instance of mold. And I've never had a problem. I've done several batches, but I haven't done a video on this. And these are delicious. They're not a little salty, a little briny, but they're like not sweet, but they have a great flavor. And the benefits of fermented food are just fantastic. It goes back, a long time. Sauerkrauts, kimchis, things like that. So let me show you the probiotic that I got. And again, I got this from Donna Schwenk. And keep it refrigerated. I just keep it in my vegetable drawer. But it's I think it's their I tore the top off, but it's called their cultured veggie starter, and you get 6 sachets, which is just a packet. And this has probiotic is going to be Lactobacillus plantarum, Leuconostoc mesenteroides, that's a mouthful, and it looks like Pediococcus acidilactici, which I'm not really familiar with that. I am familiar with plantarum and mesenteroides, and those, Dr. Davis talks about those as well, so does Donna Schwenk, and they have great benefits. I can't list them now, I just don't know offhand what they are, but let me show you the packets that come with it. And each packet, you only use about a 1/4 teaspoon, I think. This is a 1/2 gallon vegetable fermenter jug. Of course, that's a liquid fermenter jug. But let me show you the recipe here. So on a 1/2 gallon, I'm going to use, it says 2.5 pounds, but I used 3 pretty good size cucumbers, and it worked out perfectly, filled the jar. And then you're going to use just a 1/4 teaspoon of the starter. And it's just a powder. Just put a 1/4 teaspoon. Mix it up in a clean bowl. Get it all mixed up together. Tablespoon and a half of salt. The salt needs to be non-iodized salt. So just sea salt, plain salt. And then I use distilled water. And it says a 1.5 cups. Mix it up and then put it in. And if there's then put your ceramic pieces on top to keep everything under the water. And then what you do is you top it off with more distilled water. Cap it. Just let it sit on the counter for 2 to 4 days. And just so delicious. Really like it. So that's just kind of a roundup of what I'm doing on the probiotic front. I want to do some other videos. That's my fridge screaming at me because the door's open. So happy fermenting or culturing, and I think this is like maybe my 2nd or 3rd batch. I did some tomatoes before and they were great. So I think I'm going to continue with the vegetables and try to integrate that and have it maybe daily, or at least every other day, or a few times a week. I think it's just integral to good health, honestly. So that's all I got for now. Yeah, this is Dad, just not your dad. And I hope you found the video informative, and I would like to thank you for watching.